All right. Welcome back, everyone. We are rejoining the party of Dragons of the Frozen Seas. And the last time we left off, they had traveled up north to the land of Angelgrund, where Scotty's people come from. And here in her home village, she has entered the grand lodge of her father, the chieftain, to find Old Mother, a wise shamanistic figure in the tribe, and she was suspicious of her, and everyone became very suspicious of why she was the only one left alive after giants attacked. And she says that they cut out her eyes, and indeed she is blind. And they pressed on and finally uh, revealed that Old Mother was in fact a mute hag in disguise. Um, how she's able to speak, they don't know just yet, but that is what she is, and she has now been forced to reveal herself and to fight back. So we're gonna start by rolling initiative and jump right into the battle. Yeah, I mean, fair point. I'm not saying that I didn't leave a couple breadcrumb clues to, stoke some suspicion, but
Oh
definitely,
yeah, she wasn't trying very hard to keep the disguise.
yeah, just definitely did not expect it to escalate into a full blown battle right off the bat.
We don't get any sort of attack of opportunity when she shapeshifts in our threat zone, does she?
No, this is all just the dropping of a magical, disguise basically. So,
And that wouldn't provoke an attack of opportunity for us to take.
no.
All right. Right initiative.
So what did
Duh.
she turn into?
She just dropped the like motherly appearance and now appears much more haggard.
Okay. Well, I think I am going to attempt to. Let's see. I think I want to approach her and try and tie her up because if she's, I mean, I know she's talking, but maybe she needs arm movement to help with her spells. So I'm gonna try and well, try. Oh, I'm gonna try and see if I can uh tie her up, I guess, but I'm not close enough, so I guess that would waste a turn.
Yep,
Um,
you can move and act each turn.
all right. None of my spells are going to be helpful except for Inspire Courage. Anyway,
Well,
so
it sounds like that's helpful.
fine.
You are a bard. There is no problem when you play to your class, features and strengths like that.
All right, and I guess that and then I'm gonna since I sing, I'm gonna also approach and see if I can get in position to, and y'all can help me tie her up. I'm done.
Go, Ixlana.
She sings a song of tying up the hag, and the hag, in response, turns towards you guys and cackles wickedly as she takes a 5 foot step back.
Then what does she do?
We didn't. You're not hearing on. It's not on the channel.
I'll drop and leave.
Accessing her abilities. Just 1 second.
All right. So what's going?
It's your turn.
Okay. Eric is.
Hold on. No, it's the Mute Hag's turn. I'm just accessing
Oh,
her abilities.
sorry.
We are about to get slammed real hard.
Oh, boy.
Oh, okay. Sorry about this. Something's not working. I need to just delete this.
Delete the mute hag.
Yeah, we're for that. That works.
Yeah. Hey, you guys nailed it. That's exactly what I was gonna do.
Oh, so that she's casting a spell, right?
Yes. It's a
Is she
spell.
casting defensively?
It's a spell-like ability that she took a 5-foot step back to cast,
Which
but she
puts
is
her in
still
Scotty's
she
threat
is
range.
still within your threat range. Yes.
Well, Scotty's gonna whack her with a spear in an attempt to disrupt that spell.
Yes, you
As
are.
is Eric.
Wait, you have a spear?
Does Eric have reach weapon?
Yes, he has a spear.
Let me see. Is a quarterstaff a reach weapon?
It is.
I don't know.
Yes.
Then yes, Eric is going to attempt to whack her with the quarterstaff as a attack of opportunity.
Did you just trip her?
Yes, which also, I guess Scotty's gonna try to trip her.
Yeah. I was just making sure that's what you were going for there. Let me see what her CMD is. Oh, yeah. Nope. You do not manage to trip the hag.
It's a 35.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's
On that note, Eric
pretty-
is just going to attempt to whack her with the quarterstaff.
Plus whatever. Not that it matters.
Yeah, and she gets hit with the quarterstaff, but it doesn't appear to deal any damage. That's just how I describe it when it's like, through the natural armor and all the damage reduction anyway,
No hope of disrupting concentration then?
No. So each of you needs to make a reflex difficulty class 19 save.
That being Eric, Scotty, and Ixlana?
Yes. And also this Viking. Ooh. So that Viking is frozen solid in the cone of ice that shoots out from the hag's hand.
We all get a +1 from Inspire Courage on this, don't we?
Yes. So Scotty
Where's
makes her reflex
reflex?
save.
Where's reflex again?
Under defenses.
It doesn't matter, guys.
No, but we have to do it.
Yes.
Alright. So Scotty makes her reflex save and manages to take half damage. However, half of 74 is still 37. Now,
Insta-death even on a save. Yeah.
now that does not instantly kill you, but it does freeze you solid and bring you to dying. So you take 37 damage. The rest of you take 74 cold damage and
And are
are
dead.
frozen solid in place. You are
Dead.
an ice
Well-
chunk.
Well, hang on. I made my reflex save as well, didn't I?
No, you rolled an. Oh, 19. Yes. Oh, yes. So you take 37 and you are simply dying. And Ixlana is frozen solid.
Does it all go straight to wound?
And vigor.
So it's both of them together? Total?
Yes.
Dead. I am dead.
Yeah, I only have 32.
So you are
32 health.
Yeah, you are dying. You're at -5. And so now for your turn, you roll a fortitude save to see if you stabilize. You do not stabilize.
I mean,
Wait.
dead is stable, right?
Yeah.
Wait, how do I roll a 0 on a d20?
Because you have a negative to your fortitude save right now due to your extreme woundage situation.
All right. Well, I guess I can't cure light wounds myself then.
Not with you not being stabilized, no. With you
Yeah.
with you still dying, basically what's happening is the ice is sinking into your skin and your cells and starting to freeze you solid like it did Ixlana.
All right. Well, I guess that's my turn then.
Scotty's not dead. Scotty's dying. And needs to roll a fortitude save to see if she stabilizes.
There's no way I can hold my turn, huh?
No, because you're.
Who also got a natural one?
Wow, what are you guys do? You guys are like, no, we're ready for this. This was what we wanted. Just let us go. So, again, Scotty feels the ice, beginning to penetrate and freeze her solid, but she is not dead yet. Yes, Ixlana unfortunately is dead.
I think this is when Ulf makes a diplomacy check.
Oh God, we're all gonna die.
Talk about a Hail Mary.
And my diplomacy check is going to be a charging shield bash.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Unfortunately, the hag is too savvy and just steps to the side and lets you charge right past her like a raging bull.
Does there happen to be a spike on the wall that I can charge into?
No.
That would make it quicker.
Oh, yep, there's a spike. I just impaled myself on some prehistoric ball.
Yeah. It's giant whales, like huger than anything in the real world. The mute hag cackles, casts invisibility. If Ulf wants to try to make an attack of opportunity, he can.
Oh fuck yeah!
And once again, you cannot seem to hit the mute hag. She's just a much better warrior, has been in too many fights, and is making you look bad. And you watch as she turns invisible. Roll a fortitude save, please. All right, so you stabilize, and next round you will be able to cast Cure Light Wounds on yourself.
Yeah, that's a start.
Scotty unfortunately does not stabilize.
Yes, I'm dead.
What about that other Viking? Does he have any?
Oh yeah, I should have rolled initiative for the Viking. I just forgot because the other one got pasted so hard right away.
So we get a do-over, right?
Do over. The Viking wouldn't have been doing much other than running and crying. Yeah,
Yeah, that's about right.
he's gonna just come up and like try to protect Scotty, I guess.
All right, I think I'm gonna make a perception check to see if I can figure out where this thing.
Is the warrior going to attempt to stabilize Scotty?
I mean
It's not gonna work. She
he's
is
not
right.
really like a healer, you know. He's a warrior.
She's quit fighting with the awareness that all of her tribe and people are all dead, and she's the last survivor of her people. She doesn't wish to live.
Well, whoa, now
She stops fighting.
that's not necessarily true.
Understood, it's not necessarily true, but that's what
Okay.
she believes.
Okay. As long as you know that like, you know, there's all kinds of possible realities right now, like, you know, everything is still very much unwritten.
I'm into building new characters.
So, perception check of 29 to try and figure out where this invisible thing is, so I can charge at it and kill my.
I mean, she's still right in front of you, having just cast the spell, and she didn't move right away. Um, but
He got a 29 perception.
yeah, but you can only tell that because of the smell.
I'm gonna full attack that smell, and I guess I'm gonna target the dead Viking just to have something to.
You gonna try to shield bash the smell?
Yeah.
So you were able to hit through the invisibility just barely, but your attack, unfortunately, is just once again she's making you look like an amateur.
Does it fizzle the spell?
No. The Viking is just going to do what he can to aid Scotty in her stabilizing, but he's not a healer, so he's not even going to make a medical check. He basically just takes his cloak off and puts it around her. And the mute hag just dips. She's got no reason to stick around, so she's gone.
All right, Eric is going to cast Cure Light Wounds on himself. Actually, can I cast that on Scotty?
Well, you have to cast it on yourself first. But Scotty's not dead
Okay.
yet, so.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to cast it on myself.
So you regain 8 health, wounds, and 16 vigor. And you are no longer frozen. And Scotty, one more fortitude check. All right.
Failed, one more hit point down. And like I said, she's not really struggling anymore.
I
She's getting
understand completely, but like even if you stop struggling, like this isn't Star Wars. You don't just die because you're like, oh, I'm ready.
Oh yeah, I know. It has no mechanical effect.
Right. That's all I'm saying, you know. And yes, you did lose one more hit point. She doesn't appear to be anywhere in this tent, in this lodge any longer. She is gone.
All right. Gonna turn and look at my down companions. Do Scotty and Ixlana look alive?
Scotty looks like she is freezing to death. Ixlana looks like she is a frozen Ixlana sickle.
I am dead. Negative, negative, both. So
Any sources of fire here?
Well, you have your
Torch.
torch and you lit a fire in the grand hall fireplace, so
The fact that it was bitterly cold in here is what exposed the disguised witch.
Gonna make a healing check on Scotty.
all right, so you have +2 to your next fortitude save. The Viking is like, yeah, help her, please.
Okay. Unfortunately, Eric doesn't have the magic points to cast a second Cure Light Wounds. So, I mean,
you can do a medical heal check to help and see if and just to help aid.
yeah, Eric
Force feed a good berry.
Good berry.
Force feed a good berry.
Sensu bean.
Yes. Okay, Eric is going to attempt to do that. And
With
he's
an
also,
advanced heal check.
yes, with an advanced heal check, and he's also going to grab the torch that's on the floor there and bring it closer to try to warm Scotty and Ixlana up. But I know Ixlana's frozen though.
Last ditch effort.
Yeah. So make your heal check. All right. So, Scotty, on your turn, you are at 1 hit point due to being force fed the. Oh no, that's 5th edition. Never mind. You regain the 1 hit point from the good berry, but it automatically stabilizes you. But you are still half frozen to death and basically unable to take any actions. And now that it's round 4, Hafnir and the other Vikings show up. Oh, what's going on? We heard the sound of combat and came running.
Not a moment too soon.
They immediately begin getting their cloaks and checking out Ixlana and this one's done for.
I'm just gonna collapse in shock against the wall of the structure and lean on my shield.
Hafnir goes up to Scotty and asks what happened. She is barely able to open her eyes and talk.
She can't say anything. No words. She passes out too cold.
Okay.
Still at negative hit points.
No, I know. But once you stabilize, I am flexible about giving you the ability to basically talk a little bit, but not any complex strategy, conversations.
Say hag, got away, and then pass out.
Yeah, right. Nah, she can't even get that much.
Yeah, no, she just
She's
looks.
too overwrought with,
Yep, she just
grief.
looks at him and her eyes flutter back and she goes back to sleep. And then so he looks at you guys and he's like, "What happened here?"
You weren't here. Good. And monster attacked.
Monster?
And it turned invisible and ran out.
Invisible monsters?
Oh, that's what happened. You weren't here.
Invisible monsters.
So he,
Invis-
hold on. He's mocking us, right?
I mean, he's incredulous. He's not mocking in the sense of trying to poke at you, but more if somebody told you that invisible monsters were attacking them, you'd be, what?
What the fuck do you think it was, Hafnir?
I don't know. I came in here, you guys are frozen. What is going on?
Well, you see everybody frozen on the ground. That's what happened. Invisible monsters.
Okay. So invisible monsters froze you guys, and that's why my fiance is dying.
Pretty much.
Guards,
Not
take
monsters.
these guys
One.
take these guys to the crazy bin. No, so he's like,
And there was fairy dust too.
he's like, what do we?
Old mother was some kind of creature.
She transformed before our eyes. She transformed into some sort of hag.
Oh, a witch. Oh.
And she froze him solid. Your Scotty barely clings to life. Eric almost died. Ixlana and your man are almost or dead.
And then she turned invisible and ran away.
Well, we can follow her tracks in the snow if we get my men on it.
I fear they just die as well.
Oh, like poor Rolf over there. He's frozen solid too.
Indeed. We still don't know what happened to Scotty's people though.
Perhaps we can find their tracks as well. Or not.
Eric is just utterly exhausted from fighting, and he's barely conscious right now.
I was gonna ask how long till daybreak, but that doesn't exist here.
Yeah. How long do you want to wait for it?
How late in the sleep cycle is it for?
Well, right now you guys are exhausted just from the, battle, but um aside from that, it is getting later for sure.
Well, I'm relatively unwounded. Um, I'll see if I can pick up the tracks, but we won't be able to follow them tonight. If you'll lend me someone to watch my back, while the rest of you can try and hold up for the night. I thought we started a fire inside this lodge.
Yeah, we need to get a fire going if we don't have one already. I thought we did too, though.
You did.
We need to build the fire up and get a place for everyone to rest.
And then after you had the fire going and you tried to take the lantern away and she got all like, no, then you guys were like extra suspicious. You were like, give me that lantern. And she was like, why do you want my lantern so bad?
Well, Eric is gonna make beds, just kind of makeshift bed to lay Scotty down in, and make a bed for himself. And he's just gonna try to put together makeshift beds using what's laying around.
Yeah, so there are bedding here in the Grand Lodge, and yeah, with the lantern gone, that's why Eric was able to cast Cure Light Wounds or any spell. The lantern is actually a anti-magic effect.
And Scotty is stabilized now, right?
Yes, Scotty is stable, but still like, very near to death.
Well, I can't do much about it until I get some spell points back.
Ixlana slowly begins to drip as the warmth of the Grand Lodge begins to melt the outer layer of ice around her.
I roll a perception and see if there's any signs of life.
No, she's just melting.
Oh,
It's finally above freezing in here, so she's starting to defrost.
I'm gonna leave the lodge if one of the Vikings wants to go with me. Yay, if not, whatever, and see if I can find tracks for a large number of people leaving this village.
Yeah, so one of the Vikings will go with you while the rest of them prepare a burial for their Viking friend. A burning, I should say.
And Ixlana as well, I'd assume.
Well, they're not. She was your guys' thing. Like, she's not part of the Viking clan or anything, so they don't care.
I asked the Vikings if they can burn Ixlana's body as well.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. And then they prepare one for her too.
And Eric is just so tired, he just collapses right there on the bed.
So you very very easily, yeah, we're gonna get to that funeral too in just a second. I just wanted to cover the role here. Um, Ulf, you very very easily find tracks. A large number of the tribe seems to have fled north to the very shores of the Shivering Sea, and wait, is it the Shivering Sea? Whatever it's called. I'll look up the name in a minute. But the Sea of Ice to the north is a very dangerous place, and that's where the entire surviving members of the tribe seem to have fled to.
All right, I'll come back to the lodge and report back and help any way they need making camp and make sure Ixlana's body gets tended to.
Yeah. So, although I don't have anything prepared for this because obviously you can't know what's going to happen, um, you guys finally, after hours, see as they have built a double tiered burning pyre, funeral pyre, and in it they have laid their Viking companion Rolf with his axe laid across his chest, and Ixlana on the top tier one, completely uh, stood up with her instrument in hand and her hair blowing in the fire, making it seem as though her red hair was on fire and giving her life in one final moment as it appears as though she is singing to the heavens themselves as the flames finally engulf her and take down the pyre and burn it all to ash. Yeah, no, a PC death is, something that needs to be honored, and I wish I could have done a little bit more, but like I said, I didn't really know what was going to happen here. I was prepared for a couple of different things, but so from here, obviously, we're going to need to roll a new character. However, it's up to you guys as to whether you would prefer to continue on and introduce the new character next session, or stop here and roll a new character and figure out what to do from there.
I'm good with whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be up to Ixlana. And of course, we're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to get a new name, of course.
Yeah, it's good with me. I mean, would be taking a full rest and then following the tracks anyway, right? I guess we figure out where we want to introduce her character, etc., and
Yeah, and we can work with, her in the off week here, in order to come up with a good character that fits both what she wants to play and what would work for the story.
I'm gonna have to take a long rest just to be able to heal Scotty, and then I'm gonna have to take another long rest just to get my magic points back after that.
Right. And, it's not about the resting or anything like that because we can still handle the rest and then continue with the session. But in fairness to the players playing, I want to, make sure that we're doing what everybody wants to do as far as waiting for Ixlana's new character or pressing on and then her character will be introduced by the next session.
I have no idea what I want to play. Y'all go ahead.
And I'll say I'm tempted to switch characters now to a different character and have Scotty perhaps marry the Jarl. And
Sure.
I built a character before meeting any of the rest of you and what your characters are. I think I'd want to go for something a little bit less magical, a little bit more ordinary, and not less optimized.
Whichever. I mean, the magic has helped because but whatever you want to do. I have no clue what I'm gonna do. What, Bruce?
Let me think on that.
Well, basically, all I need is a vote right now. Of the three players with characters that are alive, do you want to continue or do you want to wait for Carrie to roll up a new character next session?
Oh, we should continue to the point where her new character joins us. I'd really like to get up to that.
Well,
Like get the resting
that's
time
that's
done
not
over.
that's not something that like we'll play on for the session and her character will join us. That I'll write it into it. Like there's no like point where her new character joins because that hasn't been written because I didn't know if anybody was gonna die and who and all of that. So like I don't have a plot point of, oh, this new character is gonna join this way or whatever. It's more just along the lines of um, whatever character she works with me to create, we're gonna introduce it at the next session.
Well, if we could somehow get to whatever the plot point would be for that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Because that won't
There's
happen
there's
until
no
we're
there's
resting
no
and
there's no way
recovering.
of doing that.
Not until I roll.
She exactly. She's got to create the character, and then I'll figure out what the plot point would be.
I'll just continue this session and I'll try and work on it a little bit. Y'all can just continue if y'all want to play.
Because it's an
Is one of the
entirely different
Viking
scenario depending on what she creates as to how it's introduced and what would work for the story. So I can't say, oh yeah, like this is where the character would be introduced, but then she creates a character that just would never be in that situation. It's
Well, you know, the people from Scotty's village, it could. There's ways that it could be worked into it.
But what if she doesn't want to be one of those characters? What if she wants to be something
What
else?
she happened to
That's
be passing through the village when it was attacked.
but like what if she's wanting to be something that just would never have been passing through the village? What if she wants to play a Loxodon or something like that? Like there's just so many different things that she could want to be that I would need to work with her in order to figure out what would work with the story.
That's sort of what I was thinking of stopping doing now. And Carrie, do you have any idea what you want to do next?
I don't. That's why I was telling y'all to go ahead because I'm gonna have to. Because the only other thing I would have done would have been an alchemist, and that there's no way that would be in this storyline. Because I was debating when we first started that, on whether to do that or a bard, and I went with bard.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you guys want to continue, I have more, ready to go. But if you guys want to wait, that's fine too.
I'm okay with either one, and I abstain from the vote.
It's up to you if you want to keep going, Scotty. I'm happy to keep going or to wait for next.
All right, so it seems like we're going to continue at least for a little bit here.
If I'm
And,
the only one voting, I change my vote to an abstain.
oh,
All
all right.
Aw, I feel so loved.
All right.
Seriously, y'all,
You can't do
seriously, y'all go ahead. I'll start looking. Y'all go ahead.
All right.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and acknowledge that you guys need a rest. And so, no matter what else is happening, you guys are staying here in the Grand Lodge, which is the safest place for now. It's obviously not totally safe since this village got attacked, but it is what it is. And so, you guys are taking your rest, and as you do so, um, we are going to let you rest for 3 days. And now on the third day, we are going to introduce the new plot elements and possibly the new character, assuming that you guys have gone off looking for the tribe. Because that is obviously the next step. Ulf has found the tracks. You don't want to wait too long, but you needed to recover enough strength to be able to travel. And so now it has been 3 days, and you guys are going to set off and go. And it is possible that Carrie will have her new character introduced right as we go with that. So we're going to go ahead and stop here. I'm just going to go ahead and make the DM decision because it's just going to work out better. And then Scotty, if that is your decision that you want to try a different character, please also get with me in between sessions here while Carrie is making her new character so that we can make sure that everything flows together seamlessly as we continue on with the story of what happened here in Angelgrund and what happened with the villagers and all of that. So I would press on. If everybody was like hyped and ready to go, I'd totally do it. But with everybody being on the fence, I think story wise it is going to work out the best if we figure out what Carrie's going to roll up and whether Bruce is changing characters, and then we'll introduce the new story elements at the beginning of next session.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, just think on it. It's your decision to make. And Carrie, just anytime you have time in between now and the next session, let me know and we'll try to talk through anything that you have any ideas for, okay?
Well, I mean, if we stop the stream, we could probably do it now and just have the game time to do it, so you won't have to waste so much time messing with me.
Yep.
I mean, that's
Good gaming.